Hey guys, in this video I'm going to be going over a powerful tool that will help you become happier, more mentally stable, and even help you become more successful. Before I get started, please remember, if you haven't yet, to like this video and make sure you're subscribed if you want to see more content about becoming more successful, fitness tips, and how to achieve your goals. Throughout human history, humans have developed many different technological advancements, but one more than any other has led us to exponential growth, and that has been the invention of writing. Writing, along with other forms of recording thoughts, communicating thoughts, and organizing thoughts, have led us to exponential growth from the printing press to smartphones today. So with writing being such a powerful tool, people need to start using it. And the best way to do that is through journaling. Now, I'm going to be going over a few ways in order to help you all become happier, deal with your emotions better, and even help you achieve your goals. So here are just a few ways I've started to journal in order to help me become, as I said, happier, better dealing with emotions, and more successful. So I hope I help you guys out, and let's get into it. Now, the first type of journaling is gratitude journaling. Now, gratitude journaling is all about writing down what you're grateful for. Being more grateful has many health benefits, from reducing stress to making you much happier. And this is how I've been doing it. Basically, I have this notebook here where every day, as best I can, I try to commit to this, to filling out a page of just everything I'm grateful for that day. Now, by doing this, it has actually helped me become more happier. Things seem to just work for me. Life just seems to go your way, with that kind of life is working for you, not against you. And this is all by consistently being grateful. Now, it's actually impossible to have anxiety, depression, fear, and gratitude at the same time. So consistently practicing gratitude, you're going to be training your mind to become grateful more often. Now, being grateful makes you much more happier in life, just because you're not thinking about the past or future. You're living in the now and enjoying life. Everything you're grateful for just makes you happier. Now, as I said, I would try and fill out a whole page in this notebook every night before I go to bed, just trying to remind myself everything I was grateful for that day. It can be anything, big or small, from having a roof over my head to just having a nice meal that day or going for a walk. Anything, write it down. So basically what I do, I try to fill out a page, everything I'm grateful for, every night, and be consistent with it. By doing this, you're training your mind to become more grateful and look for things to be grateful for. Now, at first, it's pretty challenging because you try to think, what am I grateful for? And you start thinking about the big things like, oh, I'm grateful I have my family. I'm grateful I have my friends. I'm grateful for having money to survive. But over time, you start to write more and more things, and you want to be more specific. The more specific you are, the better. So you're going to start breaking down things you're grateful for into smaller things throughout the day. So what was friends was seeing someone you haven't seen in a long time. Or let's say you had an awesome workout that day. Or maybe even your stocks were doing great. Anything like that is awesome to write down. Noticing the small things really is what makes you happy, because there's a lot more small things than there are big things. And the more specific you get, the better your brain is going to be able to identify. Now, when I first started doing this really consistently, I noticed that when I left my room to do things throughout the day, I would always start to look for things I'm grateful for. And when I started doing this, I started really enjoying life and not being so pessimistic. This is because my brain was being trained to look for things I'm grateful for, so later that day, it's easier to fill out that book. So when I first started doing it, it would be 30 minutes to write down a page, but now it became 10 minutes, 5 minutes. I actually started on my phone just writing down things I was grateful for. Like, let's say I got an awesome grade on a test, or like I said before, saw someone I haven't seen in a while, had a great conversation, or let's just say someone was extra nice to me when I was getting lunch at the cafeteria. I actually began noticing so many things I'm grateful for that I had more than enough to fill up a page. So I wanted to find the things I was most grateful for that day, the small things. The big things, you can easily make up some things, but finding small things to be grateful for are the best ones to look out for. Now, I became happier, and in fact, things started working out for me. Like I said earlier, life started working for me, not against me. I didn't know if this was just my brain kind of switching to looking for things to be happy about, or if because I was happier about things, I put myself in positions or I was actually drawing in more positive things in my life. Either way, I became much happier and life seemed to be working for me. Now, if you guys start doing this kind of journaling, I recommend writing as many things you're grateful for. It's gonna be hard at first, but the more things you could write out, the more things that your brain is gonna start to notice later on. And it'll only show you more and more results the more you write out. It's just like lifting weight. The more weight you lift, the more you're gonna be able to in the future and the more results you're gonna see. So the next kind of journaling I recommend you guys trying out is journaling for your mental health. It's almost like self-therapy. So for me, it started out, I got really sad and depressed because there was a lot of stressful things and negative things going on in my life. So instead of just trying to forget about it and move on, I thought, you know what? I'm just gonna get a piece of paper and write out how I'm feeling. I started out just writing about what I was thinking, and then the more and more I wrote out, I wanted to really deep dive into these thoughts and like, why am I sad? What is this really stemming from? So I kept writing and writing, and it actually helped me move on from these negative emotions. Not only was I able to actually move on from them, but I actually dealt with these emotions. Normally people, when they have like negative emotions, like they're worried about a family member or worried about money troubles, they kind of just suppress the emotions because they don't want to feel that negative feeling inside. But it's not solving the problem. You're going to eventually deal with these issues one way or another in the future, sooner or later. So for me, I prefer dealing with things as soon as possible and getting them out of the way. And I thought I'll just keep writing and writing and writing, and it helped me work through these emotions. They weren't completely gone, but it was like a self-therapy session that really helped me deal with them and made me feel better about these thoughts. So whenever you guys have emotions that you really are having trouble dealing with, I recommend you write them out. Whether you're sad, angry, depressed, anything like that, write them out. In fact, I haven't been doing this yet, but you should really write out things you're happy for. When you have really like a surge of joy and happiness, you should write that out. Because when you do, you can actually start to develop a way of entering into these states that you really enjoy, instead of entering into negative states that you want to get out of. By having it written down, you could realize and read through them and remember how you felt in that moment. Your brain will begin to realize what triggers those emotions, and you could start to enter into them and become happy more often and sad less often. Or maybe you do need to deal with these emotions and be a little more sad. So get through whatever emotions you have, write down when things are going good for you, because they'll only help you out in the future. And my last kind of journaling for you guys is goal setting, goal writing, success, anything like that for your goals or ways to be more productive. Basically what you want to do for goal writing is write out your goals. When you just have them in your head, they kind of just float around and they're not really visualized. When you write them down, you actually are able to better see what your goals are. And when you have them written down, like with my video about how to set up for 2021, a vision board, you should put these goals in front of you. So you always see them, they're always reminding you, and your brain is always focused on getting there. When you're always focused on getting there, you're more likely to succeed in these ambitions, and you're always thinking about ways you could further improve and get there. It's not just writing out your goals. You also want to write out when you fail in your goals. Now, in this book, I have more than just what I'm grateful for. I also write out what I failed at that day and my goal progression. These two prompts that I write out for I failed at, it helps me realize what I didn't do right that day. And when you actually focus on them, realize what you did wrong, you could realize how you can improve on that for the future. So let's say I didn't work on my video that day. So I'd write out I failed at focusing on YouTube. And then I would write why. This is because I got lazy and I started playing video games instead. When I write this out, your brain realizes what you did wrong, and in the future, you start to adjust and realign with how you want to get to your goal. And for the second prompt, goal progression, I write out what I did that day that got me closer to my goal. Now, I always have to fill these two things out. No matter if I think I did an awesome day and I got everything done, I always fail at one thing, at least one thing. And then my goal progression, I have to realize what I did that day in order to get closer to my goals. And I try as hard as I can, and the goal progression one, I might not fill out one day because maybe I did get lazy and I didn't do anything, or something happened that I wasn't able to move forward with anything. But by having this prompt there, my brain is ready for that night for me to actually figure out something that I progressed further in my goals. Having this on your mind, you'll constantly be looking for ways to further improve on your goals. Like with gratitude journaling, it becomes a habit that you just start focusing on, and your brain will remember that. And your brain just wants you to get closer to your goals so you don't fail at them. If you have trouble writing something out, then your brain is going to want to make it easier. And by having this goal progression every day, you're going to want to do something that progresses you closer to your goals in order to help you make it easier that night to write out. You guys can implement these journals in a bunch of different ways, whether you just want to start with gratitude journaling, mental health journaling, or goal setting. Whatever you want to do, you can do one of them. You can do all three of them, or if you want to keep a daily track of your life, let's say like a diary or a daily journal where you just write out like what you did that day, I highly recommend you guys put something you're grateful for, some negative or happy emotions, or any other emotion that you want to kind of focus on for the future, and then write out, like I said, write out what you failed at, or how you got closer to your goal, or something like that that further aligns and helps you progress in either becoming happier, better dealing with emotions, or goal setting. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please, again, remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and remember to get it done.